Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sign1News. I'm Sign1News anchor Christopher D. Johnson. Here's a quick look at the top trending stories making headlines today. If you post an interesting comment about this update, we may add it at the bottom of the screen. Before we get to the top news stories of the day, Sign1News wants to tell you about an exciting and powerful conference coming up. The Center for Black Deaf Studies, CBSD, is hosting the first ever annual symposium to introduce the emerging field of Black Deaf Studies. The symposium is March 29th to April 2nd, 2023, at Gallaudet University in Washington, D.C. The theme is Why Black Deaf Studies Matter, a defining moment. The 5-day event will bring together a racially diverse and influential group of deaf scholars from all over North America to discuss topics like why Black American Sign Language matters and why Black Deaf Studies matter in deaf education. Registration is open now, and it is first come, first serve, so don't delay. Head to this website to register. If you register before January 31st, 2023, you will receive the early bird special rate. You don't want to miss this. It is going to be a powerful and life-changing event. At this hour, Buffalo, New York is bracing for what could be the biggest snowstorm in more than 20 years. Snow has already been falling for hours. Heavy lake effect snow is expected to dump even more snow on the city and surrounding areas for the next several days, possibly up to 4 feet. Areas east of Lakes Erie and Ontario could see as much as 3 inches of snowfall per hour, in addition to lightning and strong winds. Traffic has been banned on portions of several major interstates as of Thursday night because of poor visibility. Many residents say this is what they expect from winter weather. But authorities are urging people not to get complacent and to use common sense. Hundreds of snowplows, generators, and thousands of utility workers and tons of salt are all on standby as communities hunker down for a potentially long and cold weekend. As always, Sign1News will post any emergency weather-related press conferences with sign language interpretation to keep our viewers in the path of the storm informed and safe. Reports from Russia say WNBA star Brittney Griner has been moved to a penal colony hundreds of miles from Moscow. She is serving a 9-year prison sentence after being convicted in August of smuggling drugs into Russia. Her lawyers say she is doing as well as can be expected, trying to adjust to her environment and trying to stay strong. Officials with the U.S. State Department say they have not received official confirmation Griner has been moved. But the department's report on human rights says treatment for prisoners can be harsh in Russian penal colonies. There can be harsh labor, and there can be torture, sometimes to the point of death. Last week, President Biden said now that the midterm elections are over, he is hopeful there can be some forward progress in getting Greiner back home. Donald Trump is facing a number of federal and state level investigations just as he declares his new bid for presidency. His legal woes range from a civil suit in New York to a grand jury probe about election meddling in Georgia during the state's 2020 election. The Georgia probe was prompted by an hour-long January 2021 call from Trump pressing Georgia officials to find the votes to help him win. And in New York, the Trump organization is on trial for alleged tax fraud. There is also a $250 million civil lawsuit from the New York Attorney General alleging financial fraud by Trump, his company, and some of his children. In Washington, D.C., Trump faces 2 investigations into his role in the attack on the Capitol in 2020. And prosecutors in Florida are looking at whether Trump mishandled national secrets or tried to obstruct the investigation. Now that the GOP has won control of the U.S. House of Representatives, lawmakers are setting the stage to target President Joe Biden, his son Hunter, and the family's business dealings. Federal prosecutors have been investigating Hunter Biden since 2018. But he has not faced any charges yet, and attorneys for the Biden family have not commented. Starting next year, GOP leaders say they will focus on bank records, known as Suspicious Activity Reports, or SARS, related to transactions by Biden family members. A spokesman for the White House counsel's office says the GOP's plan is political revenge. The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is giving lab-grown chicken the green light. The FDA says it has evaluated the information submitted by California-based company Upside Foods and decided the chicken is safe. Upside officials describe the process as similar to brewing beer. But instead of growing yeast or microbes, they grow animal cells. So far, the FDA has only given clearance for chicken made from cultured chicken cells by Upside. They will be able to start selling its products once its facilities have been inspected by the Department of Agriculture. Advocates hope that cultured meat will reduce the need to slaughter animals for food and help with the climate crisis. Check out this next story. In Texas, the Georgetown Fire Department's golden retriever, Coda, is used to bringing smiles to the faces of people in the community. But watch as Coda goes the extra mile when she comes to the rescue of a fire official who was locked out of the building for hours. Coda is seen on surveillance camera cleverly standing on her back legs and pushing the door open with her front paws. It's nice to know some heroes have heroes of their own watching their back. And the big day is almost here. Sign1News anchor Gaytree is getting married tomorrow, Saturday, November 19th. And you are invited to watch. Sign1News will live stream the wedding so people who couldn't be there in person can still celebrate the big day with Gaytree and her fiancé. The happy couple appreciates all of the love and support they've received on social media. The ceremony will be from 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Gaytree and her fiancé would be honored if you join them, so get your virtual seat early. And that's it. Sign1News will be broadcasting updates Monday through Friday. A big thank you to our Sign1News app supporters. You help make this broadcast happen. You can download the Sign1News app by heading to the App Store or Google Play Store on your smartphone. And you can also watch on your laptop or television set on Apple TV, Amazon, or Roku. Take care.